Well, yes, Mr. Bennett Igweh joins us here. He is the Commissioner of Police for the FCT. Good morning, and thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much.
Well, a review of the activities of the force in the last year, May 29 to May 19. We know that you came in at some point. So I know you have also seen some of the analysis out there in terms of some of the reports as to what persons have crunched for the situation in the FCT. So from the ones you have seen so far, are those ones not correct?
It may be correct. I don't have the past data. I have the data from when I took over as the Commissioner of Police of FCT on the 2nd of February this year. I took over. And we have changed the narrative of these your visuals. The narrative has been changed properly and properly. And you can see that it's in everywhere in FCT. So we have started, who is talking of kidnapping again in FCT? At least everybody in FCT knows what we have been doing. There's no kidnapping. Some people can flash in and flash out. If they enter, we respond. So, because we have volatile neighbors, that's Nasarawa, Kaduna, Niger, that are volatile to crimes and banditry. So, we have changed the narrative properly.
Okay, so part of the concern that people raised at that time was from between May 29, 2023 and May 19, 2024, the report by Beacon Security indicated kidnapping for about 58 persons were kidnapped, and then a total of about 39, unfortunately, lost their lives at the time. So ever since you came in, what is it that you have done differently?
Since I have come in, no person have lost their life apart from the one that died in Kuje, one Alhaji, I've forgotten his name, the APC chairman, who was in the process. He was, that one we can say is assassination. But what we are saying is that we have changed the narrative of crimes in FCT generally, including kidnapping and banditry, as well as armed robbery, car snatching, and so on. Even common Babambola affair that have now entered into robbery. We have changed the narrative.
Let's be able to look at what's happened, because you came in February.
Yes,
of this year, February 2nd. Okay, so February, of course, we did see that zero. It actually went to zero when you came in.
Yes.
So zero, and then in March, according to Beacon Security, and they said they worked with the police on this. Is this true?
I don't know. I don't know who's Beacon Security.
Okay, so they March they said 2. It was low. April. It went up a little bit to 14, then it came down again to 16, and then down to 3, which was all, you're correct, a change in the narrative in the past year. But what happened was that they saw a spike in May, and that spike in May saw kidnappings rise to 49.
No, it's not true. I can stand here to say it's not true.
Okay.
I can bet everything I have.
They also pointed out that this had to do with a situation that happened in Dawaki at the time.
The situation that happened in Dawaki, they did kidnapping. I was the first person to respond to the situation, and I was there in Dawaki, and we rescued all. So why is somebody saying he's kidnapped?
The rescue efforts in Dawaki, because what happened was we actually even sent our correspondent to Dawaki at the time, and I remember I called you. You were in the bush when I called you. So it did seem as though some of the residents in the area were not quite sure what was being done.
So why
and they were saying the figures, they were saying that many of their people were still missing. You have to understand that when people say people are still missing in my neighborhood, that in itself causes some worry. So maybe we can get an update on you on that, because we haven't been able to speak since then.
As at now that you are talking to me, there's no kidnapping victim that is anywhere in any kidnapper's camp. So why did somebody report it?
Was everybody rescued in Dawaki? What kind of rescue?
Yes, what happened is that when we started shooting with the kidnappers, people scampered around.
Okay.
So some even went towards Niger, because we have to follow them up to the hills. And there were many. So I don't want to say so many things, but we discovered people were, you can see those that we even took to hospital. Some have been recovered in area like Kaduna, Kagaruku. So they wandered up to Kagaruku. So we have recovered many. If anybody call you now and said his people still remain in that kidnappers camp, tell him that you met the commissioner of police and that said it's not true.
So CP, how many were kidnapped then in May at that time?
We don't know. We only went there. We only went there to the bush. Because once we rescued, some people were even rescued on the road.
So how many altogether were rescued?
We rescued all.
How many are there?
I cannot say the figure, but because some people even said they thought they were kidnapped, only for them to see themselves free.
I don't understand.
I'm telling you.
It was a confusing situation. So a lot of the people even ran into the bushes.
Yes, by themselves.
Yes.
Some ran into the bush by themselves.
So, but
saying they are fearing kidnapping. From there, they started running into the bush.
but since you can't say the number of those who were kidnapped,
yes,
isn't it possible then that they got the number?
They can't get
this particular, which is
from
49.
The residents.
No.
What
I'm saying, the fact is that if there's attempted kidnapping, it's a different situation than being kidnapped. There are two different things.
No, but since you rescued them, could it then be that they're referring to those who were kidnapped and then rescued?
If we rescue them, it's attempted kidnapping. They are not kidnapped, finally. So there is attempted kidnapping. Attempted kidnapping is different from kidnapping itself.
Okay,
kidnapping is that somebody is somebody's den, and some people are paying ransom. That is kidnapping.
Okay, so if they were not in anybody's den and then the police freed them from the den, they cannot have been said to have been kidnapped.
No. If in the movement we had a shootout and people were rescued, it's attempted kidnap.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the work. The last time we spoke, it was about there was something the IG had launched in the FCT.
Yes.
Operation Red Velvet.
Yes.
I think Red Velvet.
Yes.
So talk to us a bit about that operation and subsequent, because there have been so many operations. I think the thing has been.
Operation and operations.
We haven't been hearing a lot from, because we have to be able to we see the parade of suspects.
Yes.
We see that.
Yes.
But we need to know the operations that are going on in the FCT. After Red Velvet, what were the successes of Red Velvet and what is going on right now?
What is going on right now is that we have seen number one is that there's no longer any kidnappers den in FCT. There's none. Okay. I can bet everything I have to say it. You cannot say this is a camp, kidnappers camp in FCT, no matter from where the kidnapper is, no matter both from Kuje to Buhari to anywhere that is FCT, up to Dobi, up to Igweh in Gwagwalada, up to Yebu Yaba in Abadi side, up to Kwaita, up to Gafara in Kuje. You cannot say look at kidnapping anywhere that is kidnappers camp. Okay. So what we have is that we are not dominating our boundaries, Operation Dominate Boundary. Okay. That's our new operation now. We are dominating our boundary, and in domination of our boundary, you can see us entering into area like Sabunwuse is in Niger, Garam is in Niger, Dafa is in Niger, Tafa is in Niger. You can see us entering into Madala, that is in Niger. You can see us entering into Kuyeri. You can see us entering into Gidandogo in Kaduna. Kuyeri is in Kaduna. Gidandogo is in Kaduna. Acham is in Kaduna, Niger, by boundary. Then up to Jere. So we have now started dominating all our boundaries. In Nasarawa side, we have entered the Sadana forest, and we are now the owners of Sadana forest.
Talk to us a little bit more about that Gidandogo and Kweti forest along the Kaduna city. We understand that police and military raided those hills.
We went.
And then some bandits.
Yes.
What happened? Tell us about that.
We launched an operation there. It's not in FCT. It's in Kaduna State. But because it's too close to call. It's too close to call.
So was it FCT police? Or
yes.
It was in conjunction with Kaduna State?
No, it was with our military that went. It's they know we entered.
Was it a hideout of bandits?
Yes.
The den?
Yes, it's in Kaduna State. But we have to go. We don't need to allow them. Because from there they will do flash in. Do what we call flash in and flash out. So we want to stop the flash in and flash out. So, and that's what we are doing now.
So those persons that were raided and arrested, is there any identity in terms of, have they been identified or linked with any crime in FCT?
All of them are kidnappers. And if you see the confession, you even weak. As at last night, we arrested somebody that is supplying them things. Because we had a shootout in their camp. Some of them has run very far. By this morning when we came back, I just came back this morning.
What kind of things are they supplying there?
Food of stuff, beans, rice, oil. If you go, you see pots. If you see the video we supplied online, you will see the things there. They even have mattress, sleep in an open place in mattresses.
But how is it that these people were there, they were getting supplies, and then there's no way that residents or anyone close or remote could identify and report to the police that something is going on here?
That is why in FCT we are saying, when you see something, say something. When you see something, say something. If you can imbibe that spirit, when you see something, say something. Because when you see something and say something, we do something. We have it in FCT. And that is what has accounted to our successes. It is wonderful. How did I launch into Dawaki you are talking about? I was in Dakwa, in an operation in Dakwa. It was a cyclist that called me and told me that he saw some people moving up. He's seen kidnapping. People are crying. That's how I rushed. I rushed and rest. He directed me toward the hill where it is. But I called all my teams, all the DPO, everybody. We entered. That's what happened. The train that derailed after Buhari, going to Kaduna, the train that loaded in Kaduna, going to Buhari, going to Kaduna, loaded in Idu, going to Kaduna. The train derailed immediately after Buhari in an area called Acham, in a village called Acham, in a bush. And what happened is one of the passengers that called me on the phone that they're in danger, and it's almost night. So what did I do? I have to rest on, even though it's not in FCT, but it's too close to be called. I have to rest on up to I reach Jere. After reaching Jere, I discovered that is before Jere. I have to turn back, follow the rail, and use speed because I know that area is a danger area. And that's how I reached there. And what I did is to rescue all of them, 576 passengers, and brought them back to Idu safely. Because the coach that derailed is the head that goes to Kaduna. So we now ensure, I guided them, we ensure we use the back head to come back to Idu safely. And when they saw us, they were, in fact, if you see how people, they were surprised, they were happy, people were crying, people were praying, so you can come to rescue. I said, that is my duty, and that's my work.
So, it's good to know, actually, that people are volunteering information.
Yes.
So have you seen a spike? Is it increasing how they volunteer information to police without being afraid that the same robbers will come and attack them?
No, the time is that nomenclature that when you give a security man or policeman information, the person that gave information will come back to the attack. Is as old as Methuselah. That is an old nomenclature that have gone with Methuselah. So now is when you say something, you say something, and that's what has accounted to a lot of our successes. And they have been saying something. If I bring my phone now, from now that we are talking, before we talk, you see what will happen to my phone, even WhatsApp.
I mean, when you first came in, one of the biggest things, one of the first things that you had to deal with when you came in was the one chance.
Yes.
Was the one chance situation.
Yes.
And we have seen a lot of decline.
Yes.
In the one chance situations. Yes. What would you say you're dealing with right now?
What I'm dealing with right now is that, you see, there may not be one chance in living in FCT. All these one chance people are living in the area like Madala, Suleja, Madala, outskirts. What do you call it? Mararaba, Ado, Gosa, Kura. That's where they live. Those areas that has no address. You know, people living in those areas that has no address. They don't have address. So that's from where they flash in and think they will flash out. And I said no. If you come to FCT to do one or two things, and because you are living in Madala or Masaka that is not in FCT, that you go free, no, I will go there to catch you. I don't care how you feel. Your feeling is not important. What is important that I have caught you. I will bring you back to FCT, and you come and face it. And that's exactly what I'm doing now.
So are you working with all the other states?
I work with them.
Make sure
we communicate on a daily basis. You know, if something is happening in Mararaba here, Masaka, Rado, Gosa, go here, Gora, before they will come from Lafia to reach here, I have already overrun the place and catch whoever I want to catch. If it's worth transferring to Lafia, I will transfer to them.
So police has improved with their response time if an armed robbery is going on?
No matter what is, we have improved. We have not only improved, we are even trying to see how to bring it more. We have 5 minutes response time now in FCT.
5 minutes.
In any part of
Can
FCT?
we say this, that the response time for security in the FCT is 5 minutes?
5 minutes, yes.
These estates that are complaining about robberies, because it's not just kidnappings that happen in the FCT.
Which of the estates?
The estates around Kubwa, that Arab Road side, after Arab Road, there are these estates that are near those mountains.
Yes.
So
I know the estate you are talking about.
Yes.
Towards I know Arab Road.
Okay, so those particular places where they keep saying, "Oh, my estate was attacked," and they keep sending all those messages on social media. They send us those messages all the time.
Some of the
My estate was attacked.
Some of the things you see on social media, just like the one I saw there before yesterday, and they are not true. I wonder how people do things. Some people will stay somewhere, concoct a message, and I don't know the purpose, and start sending it to social media. What do they want to achieve? I have to attack one of the press. I said, tell me what you want to achieve. Because from the beginning of your story to the last, none is true. They started to apologize to me. You can call my PRO. I said, no, I will take it up. I'm going to take it up. Because you cannot start writing lies from beginning to the end.
So you're saying all those videos online were lies?
If you see any video, just like the one you people show for visuals yesterday and said it's the crime situation in FCT, where you know it was for 2023. And people were calling me and asking me, so crime in FCT has not reduced, and it's like this.
No, from May 29, 2023
yes, to
May 19, 2024.
You would have stopped in February now.
No, it's a yearly review.
It's a yearly review.
If it's a yearly review, when you reach to February, you would have gone to February and said something like this. I mean, you didn't say it now.
Well, that is why you're here. That is why you're here. So that you can say your own.
I have to call channel.
That is why
I have to call channel. And I said, so crime situation in Abuja have not resumed. I have seen your 1-year crime report.
No, but we just looked at that building security report. And we put it to you. And you said something has changed. That's what we're talking about.
To me. And if you have doubt, call it in the PRO. You have police emergency lines. I operate open door policy. And I operate open information. I don't care how anybody what you write. As far as what I'm saying is what I'm doing, my conscience appreciates what I'm doing. That is right. I'm okay.
So that's why those stats are.
But when you write what is not true, it baffles me. It gets me baffled.
But you know these stats are not lies. You haven't said that.
That is why
you haven't said these figures are lies. You're saying that things have
the kidnapping
changed.
That you said now, I stand here to say it is not true.
The 48, which is what you're speaking to.
Yes, which is I stand here to say it is not true.
If they call those emergency lines,
yes,
because you said somebody called your own direct line,
yes,
do they get the same response?
Yes, ma'am.
With those police emergency numbers?
The police emergency number is 24 hours. They're under me. It's 24 hours. Ask any person. 08032 003913. That's police emergency line.
Okay, so those numbers are on the screen.
I think they're trying to put the numbers on the screen right now so that everybody can have these numbers.
But what have you done ever since you came in about some police stations?
Why can't you ask me that as you are coming now, you don't see this Babambola everywhere again?
I do. I see Babambola a lot in Garki.
No.
In Garki, every morning. Every morning, 5 o'clock. In fact, I even brought it up with the NSCDC director because they're the ones supposed to make sure those guys carry weapons.
That is as at last 2 weeks ago. Since last week and so on, I arrested 1,216 Babambolas. 1,216, and they're in prison. You can ask and check. Go to the road. People are asking where are these Babambolas.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, from 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago is still June,
and because
not February.
You can see people criticizing me for arresting Babambola, for arresting Babambolas. And that this. They're looking for scavengers and I say, hey, when they start carrying weapons.
Very true. Because those scavengers carry weapons.
We have recovered weapons from Babambolas. Strong weapons. You cannot, AK-47. 2 AK-47 we are recovered from Babambolas in Zuba. 7 pump action has just been recovered from Babambola in Kabusa. So, and I will allow them. When they have changed the nomenclature of their operation, I have to equally change mine.
Now, no residents of FCT, Babambola, for instance, if I was in Lagos, those scavengers that go seeking for iron and things, those are the ones FCT calls Babambola.
Yes, scavengers.
Being takers.
And you said you arrested someone with AK-47?
Yes.
Wow.
That's the issue. And that's why we spoke into action. I said, no, for this thing to happen like this, it must more to it.
So when you do this, do you compare, do you tell your fellow CPs in other states, please, this could be a scenario. Check those scavengers in different states to be sure they are not carrying this kind of weapons too?
Yes, we do. When we meet in the conferences.
We see them a lot in Lagos, moving around the whole place.
That is why if we meet in Lagos, when we bring out a template and act on it, it cannot be a starting template for other commands to follow.
What have you done?
Since I started, if you go to some areas, you can see one chance people, they don't treat them as robbers. But one chance is robbery. Because there's no law in this country establishing an offense called one chance. But because they obtain by force, to put somebody out on a vehicle by force, it's robbery. So I changed the nomenclature to full robbery. And if I arrest you, I treat you like a robber. I don't care how you feel. And that's the position of the law.
Is there a figure? Do you have any figure for us on prosecutions?
I have so many figures. If you have asked me, I will give you.
So maybe when next we have you, you bring all those figures.
But CP, you knew you were coming. Why didn't you bring the figure?
No, I was coming to complain.
But you didn't give your figure.
No.
You're complaining without the figure.
I saw your crime statistics yesterday that you were rolling out, and I said it's not true.
But I asked you how many. You said no, you don't have it.
No, the one you asked me, the one I said that is not true, the 48 kidnap is not true. I can stand anywhere, and we can go eat anywhere. And one of the issues they have not done is to differentiate attempting kidnapping and the kidnapping.
Oh yes, because you do need to.
Which is a very
because what happened?
At
least listen to what we are saying right now. A lot of the things that people are calling kidnappings that are happening are actually attempted kidnappings.
That is what I'm saying.
So when it comes to that dynamic, how are you handling it in your office?
There's attempted kidnapping. That is kidnapping. Attempted kidnapping is that kidnapping did not fully take place. There was no demand for ransom. They were rescued along the line. I don't know if you understand. That one is attempted kidnapping. Like the one that happened in Dawaki is attempted kidnapping. If I didn't go to Acham to rescue those passengers that died in the train, anything can happen.
CP, what have you done about ever since you came? Because when I came too, there were people who were saying there are some police stations in FCT that are very notorious for. If you want to report a case there, bribery, your case cannot see the light of day.
It's not true now. I can tell you categorically, if you see me go to the police station, many are coming back to tell me that the narrative has fully changed. Because we have to bring out our best 11 to the forefront. Our best 11 are in the forefront. So, and that's what we are doing. And that's our system of policing.
So, if we go undercover to any police station,
go under any cover. You can even hide yourself. You can even hide yourself. No, not any cover. Go.
That means they will kidnap me, but they can't see me.
I wanted to be able to talk with you about because one of the issues that you did raise when you first came in February was collaborations and how you were working with the FCT administration.
Yes.
We have seen the FCT minister praise you for your work.
Yes.
Even giving there was a time
the 20 million bounty.
He gave He gave a bounty.
Without the bounty, CP,
and they'll give me an award.
Without the bounty, would you have arrested?
Since after the bounty, I have arrested many.
So talk to us a bit about that synergy with the FCT authority.
The FCT authority is very wonderful, and I will say it anywhere, any place. The minister is a security man himself. When he speaks with the IG, like the IG will always call me, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear this. Because the IG has made me to be on my toe. The minister will call me, any small thing he hears, the next is my phone. Tibi, what are you doing? See. And you see, he's not sleeping. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, so for those
people have started moving around the FCT without any, people cannot say because they move freely.
Let's look at some of these numbers because there usually be many police emergency numbers.
Yes.
Now, are these ones correct for people to call? Police emergency numbers.
1, 2, 3. Yes, there are police emergency numbers.
So when they call any of these numbers,
5 minutes. You said
5 minutes.
5 minutes
response time.
What I have done that ensured us the 5-minute response time is the sectorization of Abuja I did. We sectorize Abuja. Abuja has been sectorized. And each sector has everything to attack any situation before we can now join from the headquarters.
Okay.
So if anybody has any issues, they can call these numbers and they will get a response.
Yes, immediately. You can even give some of them my number. Many of them are calling me. If you bring my phone now, you see WhatsApp. You see messages. We saw Babambola this side. We saw this person this side. We saw somebody carrying something that looked like a gun.
Just so we can help people understand again. Babambola is scavengers, dustbin pickers. If you see those young boys, sometimes older men, you see them with sacks, and then they are picking things in your dustbin in the morning. Those are the people that we.
One of the things that has made us to start arresting them is the complaints that they will now carry your AC, you will not know. They will carry your generator, you will not know. They will remove your antenna, DSTV, all these antennas, and you will not know. They will pack them inside their bag, and some of them come with wheelbarrow. And this one that looks like wheelbarrow, and they will use it to carry them. If you see what we have recovered from Babambolas, you will weak. And when they are transporting them, those things that they stole, they will chip it down, and they use their tire on top, as if to say that is what is carrying from up to down. No.
All right, Chippy, well done for the work you're doing. Mr. Bennett Igweh is the Commissioner of Police for FCT, so you have those emergency numbers. If you have any issue, call those numbers. Let's respond to some of the messages too from our viewers now. We've got Atinuke who's talking about what it says, Nigeria needs a governance model that recognizes our differences without allowing them to divide us. The only way to do this is to allow each state some autonomy and have a federal government that oversees and sets the tone for governance.
Tunde Bab says the idea of local government autonomy is like taking away power from one person, that's the governor, to many chairmen in the state. If there's no proper monitoring, they will be worse than the governors, he says. And I think we have this one from Imonoka.
It says on People's Constitution, according to the theories of representational constitutional legitimacy, the Constitution is legitimate because it is our people's constitution. It must reflect people's will or the person's presence, values, or foundational convictions. Most generally, it reflects who we are. Same person sends this one on People's Constitution according to the theory as well. It's the same text that's been sent right there in front of you. Well, that's the show this morning. Thank you for the privilege of being a part of your day. I'm Ayo Makinde. Have a wonderful week ahead.
And I'm Kayla Megwa. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Speaking about Babambola.
Oh dear.
All right, I'm Chamberlain. Goodbye.